Good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. So, this is just going to be a quick live early morning. Um, so a few things I want to talk about. And one thing I already knew about this, but I didn't want to put it out there yet until I felt it was the right time to put it out. But the first thing I want to discuss is a post that I find to be quite disturbing. And this post is the reason why I'm bringing up other things as well. Well, I kind of mentioned some of this stuff before, but not fully. So I'm going to go into it into more detail, should I say. So I know a lot of people are not on at this time of morning, but since I'm up, I decided to just hop online. So let's see. Hey, NJ Nashville, good morning. Jim, fun to be blonde. Marie, yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. And I definitely going to make a video addressing or going over my top favorite videos from 2022. But that's for a different live, okay? And a different topic or subject. For me, Fee, good morning. And gotta take 5. Good morning. Hey, Tawana. See, a lot of y'all are up early. Hey, Tawana. Or y'all never went to bed yet. Nina Supreme, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tenaki, good morning, good morning, good morning. And Tiki, or Taiki, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so let me first go over this post right here and what I find worrisome about this post of disturbing. Okay, so Gerardo Zuniga, the self-proclaimed Mexican journalist, he posted this on his community wall, and it has, because during his live I did ask about the pictures, and I my question was, were these photos or images submitted to the police and FBI, should I say? And he stated that he would do it after the live. And I was like, well, I think that this should have already been to the police already, or the FBI, before you even went live, before going live. But that's neither here nor there. So he made this post. It says, breaking news. We have delivered the 5 photographs that we presented at the premiere of our YouTube channel to the Attorney General's Office of Baja California, sir. And the sir is actually South. So Office of Baja California South. This is very worrisome because, to me, if these are crime scene photos taken at the scene, because I'm not sure 100% if it's Shanquella. As I stated, her father doesn't think it's her. And to be honest, it's unrecognizable because there's no face, and that's not her body size or frame or shape. And I have a medical examiner coming on soon to discuss like body decomposition and hypothetical things, not exact hypothetical or opinion based. Okay. And so if he has these photos from the crime scene, from the scene, how did he get these photos? And secondly, why weren't these already submitted to Baja California, sir, the state attorney's office, where state attorney Daniel De La Rosa Anaya works and who issued the arrest warrant? Why doesn't Daniel De La Rosa Anaya already have these photos? Because if you are doing a proper investigation, you should have already contacted everybody that was at the scene, and you should have already collected this evidence and gotten information from an interrogation or questioning from whoever had these pictures. So why did he have to take these pictures instead of the investigation already having these pictures? he didn't put in his post, well, I delivered this to the state attorney general's office, Baja California, sir, and they already have these pictures. He didn't state that. So that's very worrisome because, like I said in other videos, I feel that this is a botched, or that an investigation was not done properly at the crime scene. And I don't believe that it was treated as a crime scene or possible violence, that evidence was collected properly, and that Mexico did their job. I don't believe they did at all. I think that when they got there, they treated it as alcohol poisoning based on Cabo 6 lying about it being alcohol poisoning. And from there, everything was handled as if it were just alcohol poisoning and nothing else. I don't think a lot of evidence was collected at Cabo Villas at all. And that's why I said this image right here of him posting that he's outside of this state attorney's office, the State Department, just now submitting these photos. They should already have these photos if an investigation was done properly. So in my opinion, I think that the FBI, like I said in previous videos, has to pick up slack where Mexico slacked. And they dropped the ball. Mexico dropped the ball on this investigation, and FBI has to pick up slack. They have to probably start from scratch. They probably had to start from scratch, from ground, like from off the ground zero, to actually piece together everything. And this is not the only thing that I'm talking about. I will discuss something else as well. But the fact that they didn't have these photos already tells me that they didn't even question everybody at the crime scene or collect all the evidence already. So in that case, since it was botched and properly done, if Dejanay were to be extradited back to Mexico like we all wanted her to be, then she would probably get away or get off, because the evidence there, she would get away to technicality, to evidence not being collected properly or not enough evidence, right? So why extradite somebody if y'all don't know what, y'all didn't do anything right or properly? So their best bet is to try her in the United States for something, or help Mexico with the case, like help with the investigation and the evidence, so they can make sure that is cemented, right, or set in stone. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. You got to make sure that everything from the collection of evidence, the crime scene, how it was preserved, and nothing was contaminated. This is a hot mess. So her justice actually starts from, justice begins when the crime is investigated, the crime scene is investigated, and people are questioned. That's when justice begins, because at that moment you have to collect all the evidence. You have to get the statements from everybody. Were statements taken from everybody? Because that unofficial police report only has a statement from Winter, right? Where was the statements from everybody? Like everybody at the scene should have a statement, as a witness statement or something kind of statement. I don't know. So yeah, I think that Mexico dropped the ball. They issued this warrant without actually having sufficient evidence of everything. And now the FBI realizes that there's a lot of loopholes and issues with the investigation and how everything was done. So now they have to investigate from, they have to compile all the information and data and do their own investigation thoroughly, a thorough investigation, in order to have a solid case. And you can have any case, you can arrest somebody, but they can be released because, or get off because you don't have a thorough investigation done properly. So anyways, let me go to the second part of why I say this disturbing. Okay, so on the deaths, let me go to some comments first, and then I'll go to the second part as well. And if y'all recall, I had an interview with Dr. Valaro. So this is nothing new for some people. Oh, she's just now saying this. No, this is nothing new. I actually had an interview with Dr. Valaro, and I actually will pull that clip out, and we discussed the death certificate. But I didn't put this out yet because I wanted to get more information and more clarity on things before I put this out there, because it is very interesting, should I say, and something that probably will be discussed further amongst others. Yeah. So, and also, speaking of which, Cabo Villas, I had just put out that Cabo Villas rebranded. Remember, I just put out that they rebranded and changed their name to Villa Vista Almar from Villa Linda. So now Ahmad brought this to my attention, my Ahmad Unbothered, that they took that down. And I just messaged Gio, the concierge, and I was like, do y'all have cameras? Because I was trying to figure out if Gerardo's photos are real, where did these images come from, and do they have like cameras? I messaged Gio on Wednesday, right? And then only a few days later now, they have taken down that listing. So they are definitely watching and monitoring. And I'm sure that maybe Gio probably told them too that we already know the new name. So now they took down that new name. So they might change the name again now. Because think about it, all they have to do is just change the name of the villa and have people book it. So that now that listing is taken down. Villa Vista Almar is taken down. So they're going to change the name again, most likely. But obviously, hello, you can change the name all you want to, but the description of the listing will still be the same. A 6,049 square foot home. So this was the page right here. It was Villa Vista Almar. No properties were found for your search. So they took this listing down again. So they're going to change the name. So it was Villa Linda 32. I said they rebranded, and then now they to Villa Vista Almar, and now they've taken that down. Okay, so let me go to some comments, and I'll go to the death certificate and something that was not addressed before. Yes, the address won't change. So that's correct. So I don't know why they're doing that. Hold on. Okay, let me go to some comments, and then we go to the death certificate and something that Dr. Valaro mentioned weeks ago, but I never brought up yet until today. Good morning, Grand Rising, Mariah. Oh, you haven't been to bed? But hopefully you get some sleep soon. I hope you don't have insomnia. I don't like this guy. He gives me bad vibes. Yeah, people have different opinions of Gerardo. But the thing about him is that a lot of things really can't be confirmed or denied. So he puts out things that really can't be confirmed or denied until a much later date. Well, some things can be denied, like off the bat, though, immediately, because we can tell it didn't happen. Like Dejanay is not arrested. There wasn't probably a video of him showing of Winter or somebody Winter or at least intervening. He said that, and he said, "Oh, there is no second video." And now he puts out a question on his community tab, like, "Do y'all think it's a second video?" You said it was. We didn't. So why are you asking us? Yes, please hit the like button on your way into the chat. Good morning and blessed New Year. Hey, Brenda. He went from a humble guy who does it for the people to charge 50 for an inside view of stuff police should have. He's a scammer. he hasn't really posted anything to his Patreon yet, and I did mention to him that Patreon should have exclusive content or something different from YouTube to make it money's worth, get your money's worth for it. Because if it's the same thing on YouTube, then what's the point of having Patreon, right? And he said something about they're working on it. Okay, hey, Ryan, good morning. Honestly, I'm not surprised. IMO, Mexico is known for corruption. In my opinion, Mexico is known for corruption. I think it would be best for the U.S. government to get involved in assisting the investigation or take over the investigation. And that's my point in my live, Miss Funny Blonde, is that I believe that the U.S. has to pick up slack. As I said before, they have to start from the ground up and build their own case. Because at this point, based on this picture he posted, Gerardo Zuniga, and what I'm about to show you about the autopsy or death certificate, because everybody keeps saying autopsy, but we have not seen the full autopsy report where they go over the toxicology and everything, the pictures and everything that was done and examined on her body. No one has seen the autopsy report. I haven't. What we have all seen is the death certificate. Death certificate when someone fills out. Author probably looking at the autopsy report. We're looking at a death certificate. That's not the autopsy. So we have to clarify that. We have not seen the official autopsy report. We have not seen the official police report. We have seen an unofficial police report, and we have seen a death certificate. That's different from autopsy. If we had the death certificate, autopsy, whoa, we had the autopsy, that will give a lot more information, a lot more clarity. We can actually have a medical examiner look at the full autopsy report and give us a lot of information, a lot of details of what they see on that autopsy report. We do not have the autopsy report. We have a death certificate. That's it. So a lot of you can say autopsy report. I put autopsy because that's what everyone is going by in order to find this video. So hopefully when people find this video, they can see what I mean. Okay. But when I say autopsy, I'm also talking about the autopsy, the doctor. And I'm going to go over the doctor who did the autopsy. That's the point of my video today, is going over that doctor who did the autopsy and his credentials, his license. And that's the issue I'm going to talk about today. Why I feel that there's more problems and why the FBI in the United States has to pick up the slack and where the Mexico dropped the ball. Mexico really messed up. They will, just because of the attention I seen them lock up people for anything and leave them there for months before court. Now, I wouldn't mind if she is Dejanay Manhands is locked up and she is left in there for months without going to court. I don't give a damn, right? Even some of the others. However, I think Nazir will be get the less charges, but still should have something like negligence. However, let me go ahead and stick to what I'm talking about today, and that is issues I see with the investigation. Yeah, I do believe that they are watching my videos, because a lot of things I pull up or say or show gets taken down. It makes sense because they are looking out for their brand, and they will have to search on YouTube to see what everyone is talking about. Hey, Rocky. Good morning. Okay, so let me go ahead and show the next part. Taki says they did not treat it as a crime scene and so much time lapse when they did, because when they did decide it was femicide. Also, I believe they are doing an investigation here in the U.S. and Mexico. Yeah, they said that there are two separate investigations, one in Mexico and one in the U.S. However, most would think that the Mexico, before they had that arrest warrant, or they had did at least some sort of investigation, right? But with him just now submitting these pictures and he's acting like they never had these pictures, that's worrisome, because they should already have these pictures. Because the first thing you need to do is you need to have statements from everybody that was at the scene. You also need to have everyone, the pictures taken that were collected at the crime scene, everyone that was involved, like during and after. You need to have to question, right? So if you had, whoever gave him these pictures should have already been questioned, and when they were questioned, they should already have handed over these pictures. So that tells me. And then he did message me something, but I can't really say because I'm not a person. I'm not going to reveal his messages. But Gerardo messaged me something when I questioned him about the paramedic, and he messaged me something, right? And that tells me, how can I put this? Basically, that they dropped the ball in Mexico, and that's why I think it's taking longer for the FBI. It's not like it was a proper investigation in Mexico, and then now the United States can just go arrest her and send her back, and she'll be tried and go to be locked up, and there's plenty of evidence and everything else because everything was done properly. That's not what's going on right now at all. The FBI realizes, in my opinion, that Mexico dropped the ball and that they had to do a thorough investigation. Like they had to start from scratch and do everything, investigate everything and everybody on them by themselves on their own because it was not properly done. So that's what's taking longer. If it was like a proper investigation in Mexico, United States could easily just boom extradite or do whatever they have to do. But it's not at all. And remember, as soon as I messaged the FBI, as soon as I emailed the FBI the other day, they wrote back fast. So that tells me they're hungry. They're hungry and thirsty for information on this, right? So yeah. Let me go back to your comment first and make sure. They didn't treat it as a crime scene, so much time lapsed when they did. Yeah, they didn't treat it as that. They treated it as just alcohol poisoning and probably accidental falling or something else. I wonder why he as if I wonder why he lives, or when all his other colleagues get on a live watching everything with discernment. Can you clarify? Did you say lies, or they are keeping it quiet not to comprise the investigation, and will put out the info once they have all their ducks in a row? I'm telling you, even like for me, I'm not even, of course, FBI and investigator like that, but even me trying to put all the pieces together and talking to different people and everything like that, everything to me is all over the place. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things to look into. There's a lot of people involved that needs to be looked into as well. So this is something that they have to do from scratch. It's a lot of work that has to be done to get all this together and proper evidence. So that's why it's taking so long. I'm telling you, all these different people, and then people in the United States you have to look into, like Cabo 6. You also have to look into anybody possibly messages or texts or like send videos to. You also have and called, and you also have people in Mexico that were at the crime scene. You have to look into, investigate those people as well. There's a lot. And then you have Cabo Villas, and then you have the maid, and you have their chef, and then you have their concierge. There's a lot of people. I'm telling you, like, people are like, even for me, when I have to update y'all, I'm like, what should I update today? Because or look into today, because there are so many people that I'm like, shoot, who am I going to talk about today, or even mention, or look into, or update, or check on? It's so many people. King Ramen News, so true. So let me get to the second part, and I'll read some more of y'all comments, okay? So let's get into the autopsy, because I don't want to run out of time before I get to this. I mean, yeah, the autopsy was done. Now, again, let me show this one. This is not an autopsy. Look at the top, Secretary of Health death certificate. This is a death certificate, not an autopsy, okay? Now, the information on the death certificate a lot of times is derived from the autopsy, like the cause of death, right? But this is not an autopsy. Autopsy will have way more information. You have like the whole the body anatomy and the toxicology report, everything. Well, it'll be a full report. This is a death certificate. So a lot of people keep calling this autopsy. It's not an autopsy report. I wish we had the autopsy report because it would have a lot of information. I would immediately have Dr. Villaro, our medical examiner, to go over that in full detail if we had the autopsy report. We only have the death certificate that was filled out. Okay. So let's get into line 38, which brings us here today. Line 38. And that is where it has the doctor name, Renee A. Galvan Osagera. I butchered these names. I know. So that Dr. Renee A. Galvan Osagera. And it says certified by on line 36. Line 37 says certified by forensic doctor. Okay, so this is something I've been knew, but I didn't put out because I wanted to gather more information before I put it out. And then it also has his license number on number 39, license number, and it says 632734, and then it says signature, line 40 is cut off. And it has the address right there, and it says Cabo. Certification date. Okay, so let's go ahead and so anyways, I told you before that I can look up license information for doctors, and I can do it on this website. Let's go to here, share this tab. Okay, so I'm going to show you, the first thing I'm going to show you is the doctor I brought on to my channel, Dr. Villaro. Okay. Horacio is who I brought on. Let me zoom in because this is important. Okay, so Horacio. Okay, this is one I brought on. His name is Horacio Rafael Villaro Cervantes. That's his full name, okay? Horacio Rafael Villaro Cervantes. And if you look, he has 3 license information here. Uno, dos, tres, right? 3. There's one right here. 2765, 834. Go down. He also has 5771279, and then he also has 5771280. I'm going to make a different separate tab, and then I'm going to show you both people, okay? Dr. Horacio Villaro is who I brought on. He is a medical examiner, a forensic medical examiner. He has 3 licenses. And when you become a forensic medical examiner, according to him and information, you have like your surgeon, like your like the licensed doctor, like to be a surgeon, and then you also have additional can't talk early in the morning. Additional credentials you have to take or get different licenses. So I'm going to show you his 3 licenses, right? And when I show you the other Dr. Renee, we only will see that he is a surgeon. Okay, he doesn't have the additional credentials to be a forensic forensic medical examiner. He's missing that. Okay, he's missing that. And don't get me wrong, a surgeon has the qualifications and credentials to diagnose someone with internal decapitation, which is atlas luxation, which is on the cause of death. A surgeon can obviously diagnose that. A surgeon can obviously operate on someone with that condition. So it's not saying that this person doesn't know atlas luxation. They don't even have any qualifications or credentials. Yes, they do. They're surgeons, so they have that expertise. However, they do not have the additional education to be like specialized in the field of forensics and criminology, which will make them like a forensic medical examiner. And that's important to know, because that's another way to have a loophole in the case or investigation. So in that case, we will have to look at the autopsy report and see what all Dr. Renee Galvan did. We need to know what all he did. Okay. Maybe the FBI knows that when they looked at this person, that he does not have the licensure for to be a forensic medical examiner to have that. So would that make a difference to have someone like Horacio with the extra credentials to be a forensic medical examiner, and then someone that is just a surgeon? You see? Because when you're a forensics, it's more of going into criminology and legal of like the body and everything else. So let me go ahead and show you, because seeing is better. Let's see. Okay, this is Horacio, and this is the one with 276. I'll just go by the first 3 ID number. It says bachelor's degree as a surgeon. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, let's go to his next one, which is right here, 577. This is the doctor I had on my channel. Okay, so then his next one says National Police School General, and then specialty in criminology. Okay, criminology. These are the additional things people have outside of being a doctor to get the specialized field of forensic medical examiner. Okay, so let's see. And which one we have here? This is the one for 577. So then let's go to the next one. The last one on the list he has is, this is another 577, but 1280. Specialty in legal medicine. Okay. So that's his 3 things he has, so he can be a forensic medical examiner. And that's who I had on my channel. So now let's go look up Renee, the one right here. On line 38, Renee A. Galvan O. Segura. Okay, so let's look him up. Wait. Okay, and right here, 0632734. Okay. And let me show y'all this. Look at line number 39. It says license number if doctor 632734. 632734. So I'm letting y'all know I have the right person. Look at the number 632734. This is him. Okay. Renee Galvan. Renee Adalberto Galvan Osaguro. And now I'm going to show you, when I look through this list, he only has one license. He doesn't have three. He only has one. I typed in the name in different ways, and I only found one name, that full name, because you have to go by the full name, okay? So I'm showing you, I went through these. I took all the results for Renee in different variations, and I didn't see anything but one listing. Okay, so let me go back to the one I saw, the one listing, page 1. Right here. This is the 632734. And there it goes, bachelor's degree as a surgeon. And remember, that's what they have. But remember, that's what they have in Mexico, is that they have the bachelor's degree as a surgeon, but then they get additional credentials or licenses on top of that to get like a certain specialty or certification. So it's more than just a bachelor's degree like in the United States. Like we just like 4 years and you have a bachelor's degree. No, it's more than that. It's different. Okay, so he has a bachelor's, he's a surgeon, so I'm just going to leave bachelor's degree out because people are like, oh, bachelor's degree. No, they still have to have a lot of the same qualifications as in the United States. They just have different names and what they categorize it as, okay, classifications. Okay, so Renee Adalberto Galvan Osaguro, year of issue 1980, as a surgeon. National Autonomous University of Mexico. This is the only thing he has. He doesn't have the three things. He has the same thing as Dr. Horacio, besides the criminology and the legal medicine, which will make him more of a qualifications for to be a forensic medical examiner. Okay. So take what you want from that. He still has the qualifications. If you go to any doctor, like emergency room or surgeon, they would be able to diagnose you with atlas luxation, and also a surgeon will be able to do perform surgery on you, right? There are some specialties, but for the most part, if you go there and they have that, a surgeon will be able to help you. So he does have, to me, the expertise of knowledge to know the cause of death or to have to diagnose atlas luxation, should I say. But did he take the additional qualifications to be a forensic medical examiner? No, he did not. So that's basically what I wanted to point out today. And I'm sure it's going to come up later on in the investigation. I've had this information when I talked to Dr. Valaro. I just didn't put it out. But this will come up as a cause of concern about the doctor's credentials. So that's what y'all know now. Yeah. So anyways, I'll get y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And this definitely will come up because the reason I know it will come up because Dr. Valaro brought it up. And he brought it up because he was saying that's not even like a real forensic medical examiner. He's not. It was just a surgeon and not a medical examiner. So he brought it up, and trust me, when you're you're a professional and you're going to court and they want experts, the person they're going to want on the stand when it's like this, they're going to want a medical examiner, forensic medical examiner, to be an expert. Trust me, they are. They are. So if he doesn't have those credentials to be a forensic medical examiner, that's going to be an issue, a problem. Trust me, it is. And on top of that, let's go back to this. Gerardo, outside of here, just now submitting photos that should have already been submitted into evidence. Weird. So this whole investigation is botched, and that's why even my Dr. Villara was on point. He said it from day one. The justice for her was kind of ruined. Now I wouldn't say ruined. It was botched, or that's why he said it was discrimination. Okay. As a victim, she was not. Her justice was already messed up from the beginning. So the FBI really has to pick up the slack in order to get any charges brought or anything done. And I mean, to me, things can be done, but to actually bring murder charges that everyone wants, like murder charge, homicide, manslaughter, they really have to pick up the slack and get a lot of evidence, because I don't know what Mexico did, but they have him just now submitting photos that should already be in evidence. And then they have a surgeon doing an autopsy. And people that are experts are going to be like, that's not even a forensic medical examiner that did her autopsy. But that's not taken away from the fact that he's a surgeon. He can still diagnose someone as having atlas luxation. You can go to the emergency room right now and they can diagnose you with that as a doctor. And as a surgeon, definitely can perform that on you, like surgery on you, obviously. So it's not like he wouldn't know what atlas luxation is. However, they will bring up his credentials, obviously, and say he's not a forensic medical examiner. This guy right here, Renee Galvan Osagura, his license is not coming up as that. Yeah, so that's about it for this video. 3 things I mentioned. One, just as a summary, Gerardo saying he's just now submitting these pictures to the state attorney, Daniel De La Rosa Anaya. They should have already collected all this evidence already, because they should have already questioned whoever took these photos at the crime scene and collected this and submitted this as evidence. Okay. Secondly, I have, as an example, I brought on Dr. Horacio Valares, and he has a specialty in legal medicine, criminology, and as a surgeon. He said all 3 of these combined give you the qualifications to be a forensic medical examiner. However, the doctor that did the autopsy on Shanquella is only a surgeon, but since 1980, so he still has the qualifications to diagnose atlas luxation, but he does not have the additional credentials to be classified as a forensic medical examiner. Oh, no. So let me go to the comments, and then I'll be back later on today with other updates on the paramedic. Well, to be honest, I could just add it to this video. I really don't have an update. She never responded, so I'm going to be calling again. So I'll probably be back later on with calling and trying to get a hold of her or finding out more information on that. So let me go to the comments, and that'll be it for today. For now, should I say. But yeah, I really do hope the FBI is able to do their own investigation, look into everything. A second autopsy, was it done or not? I need to actually ask. I'll probably ask somebody today to get clarification on that. But most likely, if this person took all the pictures and did toxicology and everything they're supposed to do, the first step will be just to look at the autopsy report that they already did, that's already been conducted and done, performed. And then from there, if there feels there need to be another one, then there will be a second one, or should be a second one. But I'll have to look into that. But I do know is what I know is what I told you today. But I hope the FBI is able to piece everything together. I know they have to do it. Now I know for sure they have to do everything from scratch. Everything from scratch on this to make a solid case. And that's what's taking so long. But why would they have pictures if they didn't treat it as a crime scene? I think the pics are fake. I don't know. It definitely doesn't look like professional pictures for sure. And remember, they had one person on that police report. Well, they actually had, I'm actually confused about the unofficial police report. They had 2 first responders, and then they had one like investigator at the top, Suni Popoko. I haven't found that person yet. I have to look into those 2, the other people on there. I don't understand why they're not arrested them for exposing her on the internet. That's a start. To me, I wouldn't arrest someone until I got all the evidence I needed to slam them for the biggest charge I could get. So if I'm looking for murder, homicide, I need to actually make sure all my ducks are in a row so I can get them for murder or the highest possible charge, or slap them with a bunch of charges so something sticks. I won't just arrest someone and then I won't be able to hold them because I don't have enough evidence. And I also want to extradite somebody if the place I'm extraditing to has dropped the ball and they don't know what, they have not done anything properly to get her justice. They don't even have these pictures. If these pictures are real and they don't have these pictures yet, that's a problem. And don't forget that some other things they said were wrong as well. They even thought she was like a transgender Dejanay. I mean, she does have man hands and everything, but she's not transgender. So I'm saying that I just really think the FBI has to start from scratch. And just by me, I'm not investigating or anything like that, obviously, but just by me looking at every piece by piece and looking at different people or finding different people and all the moving parts, I'm telling y'all, this is a lot to it. There's a lot of people to question, a lot of people to look into, a lot of things to investigate, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of everything. And then don't forget the Cabo 6, they're not really going to tell the truth. They're going to keep sticking with their same story. I mean, obviously they're going to keep sticking with their same, what they already said, and they hope it works. They're not going to be changing their story. Right? So to me, the FBI is, my opinion, they are picking up slack and they have to start from scratch. They had to, because this is a mess. And not even saying like, oh, the cause of death is Atlas luxation. They know that they go to court and say, oh, she cause of death is Atlas luxation. Then someone can say that's not even a forensic doctor that did it. That's not a medical examiner. He doesn't have the credentials to put cause of death, right? Right. So you have to remember, if you know anything about like legal and law, people can always get off, or a good lawyer can get you off. All you got to do is find holes in the case, find holes. If I was a lawyer, I would say, hey, the autopsy was done by someone that's not even, doesn't have all the licensure to be a medical examiner. So how do they know is the cause of death? Do they have the qualifications to diagnose that? Look, the crime scene was the contaminated. They didn't even have all the pictures and evidence. They had someone taking pictures. Like, it's so many things that they could probably find to get her off. I'm just saying, let's just keep it real. There's a lot of things that they can poke holes in. And this is like the top thing. If you're saying is atlas luxation, and then you can say, oh, well, that person's not even a medical examiner. I would, if I, as a lawyer or criminal defense lawyer, I would say that. I would pick this up and I would say that person does not have the licensure to be a medical examiner to make this statement, cause of death is atlas luxation. I would say that. And then that means that some the second autopsy will have to be done, or they will have to look at the pit. If this person, when you do an autopsy, you have to take pictures and you have to show all the tests and everything you performed and everything you've done. So someone will have to look at that and see if all the stuff is done accurately and correctly, and then determine if a second one needs to be done or not. So you have to think about it from a criminal defense, a lawyer. What could he find about all this stuff and to get Dejeuner off? Easy, because Mexico did not do their job as far as investigating that crime scene. They treated it as alcohol poisoning and not a full investigation. And think about it, unofficial police report only talks about winter. What about the rest? Did y'all get a statement from everybody else there? So I want to see the official police report and the autopsy, the full autopsy. But as a criminal defense lawyer, there's ways you can possibly get people off with the poor investigation that has been done in Mexico. And then on top of that, you have somebody that probably isn't a forensic doctor based on the license information on the Mexico database. Houston, we have a problem. So FBI has a lot of work to do to be able to nail somebody. Mainly Dejeuner is a top person. They have a lot of work to do. And don't forget, a lot of people are trying to cover up and lie and hide and rebrand and everything else. So they have a lot of work to do in order for her, because remember, we want her to be arrested, but we also want her to be convicted. She can be arrested, but she won't be convicted if all the evidence ain't in place. This is a mess. A mess. Okay, I'm reading comments and I'm going to be out of here. And this is really sad because justice starts from the day, from the moment she was murdered, right? The justice starts when people arrive to the crime scene and they do a proper investigation of everything, take statements, witness statements, interview people, interrogations, everything, preserve the crime scene to make sure it's not contaminated, collect all the proper evidence and do it properly. That's when justice starts. Because if you don't do all of that, how can a person get justice if you're not doing everything properly? How? Excellent point, saying the FBI should be asking Zuniga the same questions about withholding the alleged death scene pics and work with Mexican officials to resolve this case. And he said, oh, well, I'm going to get this over to the FBI. And then I sent it over. And like I said, when I sent the email, I forgot to add an attachment. And then like a few minutes later, they were like, she was like, you forgot to add an attachment. So then I sent it over, right? His video. I sent a link to his video. So trust me, I'm sure that he's being watched. Ooh, yeah, I'm sure his butt is being watched. And I don't know about all the calling and stuff I be doing. Who knows? I might even be got in there some kind of way. Ooh. Okay, Dani, you are doing an amazing job. Thank God you didn't leave. Thank you, Tawana. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so sad about this. And I've been like, I've known this information, but it's just like everyone wants justice, and I hate to bring up bad news. That's why I really didn't bring it up, because to me, this is something that definitely would be an issue. So I really just need to look into this more about was there a second, because there was like conflicting reports about whether it was a second autopsy or not. And secondly, somebody said, well, Dr. Valaro said there might not be a need for one if the first person already took all the pictures and did all the reports and tests and did all the tests and everything that needs to be done, then there might not be a need for a second one. But I don't know, because I know as a criminal defense lawyer, I would definitely bring up the point that the autopsy was performed by someone that isn't a medical examiner. All of those doctors should be questioned, and the paramedics, including their education, credentials. Oh, and that brings up another point. Oh my gosh, this is a mess. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Roja Cruz paramedics, right? That's like the Red Cross, and some of those people are paid, I think, but a lot are volunteers. So yeah, a lot are volunteers. So I don't really know what all they are taught as from the Red Cross paramedics, because that's who came. It wasn't like the American Medical Center, like EMTs, like what Dr. Carolina works at American Medical Center, right? And then they have EMTs at their American Medical Center. However, the EMTs did not come with her. They came separately on their own from the American Red Cross. I'm not Mexicana Red Cross, right? And a lot of those people are volunteers. So what all are they taught in their credentials? So that's a good thing to look into. Were they like paid and they will have more credentials and qualifications, or are they volunteers, and what all are they taught? Oh gosh. This is just really sad, to be honest. How do you arrive with visible injuries and grieve with alcohol poisoning? Exactly. That doesn't make any that didn't make any sense at all. Okay, not sure if I missed it, but did the ambulance lady respond to your Facebook message? No, she did not. I actually gave it more days, and I actually took some time just to enjoy family time and with my friends. But I did keep checking my Facebook and I didn't get a response. So now we have to move to the second step, which is trying to call again and get more. I probably have everyone call now or send emails. Yeah. So I'm going to move to the second phase now, or second step today. So later on today, this is early, but later on today, I will be moving to the second step with the paramedic. Right now, I'm just updating y'all on I've kind of been going person by person, and y'all already know I've been going person by person. So I never really touched on this person, Renee Galvan, the one that did the autopsy. I've been knew about this person, but I didn't want to touch on it yet. But I'm kind of like going person by person that's on an unofficial police report and on an autopsy. Yeah. And I've been dreading bringing this up because I know that's a hole that they can poke in the case with the criminal defense lawyer could actually poke a hole in that. And I kind of hate sad news or bad news. And now, like, look at the paramedics, Mexicana Red Cross, right? And a lot of those people are volunteers. So I don't know specifically what they are. So glad I caught you because I am so over the gossip stuff. We truly need the facts and the important details. So thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, we definitely need to stick with the facts. And I know a lot of other people. This is actually bad news. I actually been knew about this, but like I said, I didn't want to bring up bad news because we all want justice. We only want to really hear good news, but we have to really look at the holes that can be poked in the case. And everyone wonders why we have the video, we have this, we have that, and there's no arrest. And I'm telling you, Mexico dropped the ball on this. And if this is really holding up to where the doctor that did the autopsy doesn't have all the qualifications, that's a big problem. And that's a big hole that can be punched into just even on the autopsy itself, even though people will look over the fact that it's a surgeon, so he obviously can diagnose someone with atlas luxation and also perform surgery on someone with that. People will overlook that and just say, well, he's not He doesn't have the credentials to be a medical examiner, right? Rocky, I was thinking the same. If you speak on police or get in their business, you typically come up missing from what I've seen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, hit the like button, y'all. Make sure this video gets into the algorithm. More people need to know about this. And also, like I said, we need to make sure we're calling this a death certificate, not the autopsy. Good morning, Sharon. Okay, let me read some more comments. In American courts, yes, it would make a difference. A defensive attorney will be all over that. Exactly. Yeah, I hate this. Is like early morning. I'm bringing bad news. Like I said, I didn't want to bring this up before, but I was like, since I seen Gerardo's post, I was like, I might as well just come out with it. This post right here just really was unsettling. Him like smiling big, like, oh, I just delivered the 5 photographs that we presented at the premiere of our YouTube channel to the Attorney General's office of Baja California, sir. You just delivered those. It should have already been in evidence. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Hopefully Shanquella will get justice this year and FBI really just picks up all the slack and gets dots all their, I don't know, dots all their I's and cross all their T's, puts all their ducks in a row. Yes, keep, make sure y'all sign the petition. That's change.org/Shanquella. Change.org/Shanquella. Yeah, my mood is off now because I just really hate bringing bad news. Please hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Drop us a comment and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. I'm Jonathan Fisher. I think the issue with this case is that it's just messy on all levels, from the entanglement of the friendships, the alleged corruption at the villa, and the politics between the two countries. This is, oh my gosh, yes, this is just a lot of moving parts, too many moving parts. And it's like people come to my comments like, what is the update on this person or that person or this or this or that? It's like there are so many people and so many moving parts. It's like what should I look in today? Or what should I update on today? Or who should I check on? Or what should I check on? It's just so many pieces. Please hit the like button, share this stream on your social media platforms. Thank you, Vaughn, for sharing. Clearly, they use their most experienced surgeon since 1980 as a long length of experience and knowledge, like you said, not necessarily in criminology. Yeah, so he doesn't have the criminology. He doesn't have the legal medicine. And I think that's the key one, too, legal medicine. But all of that combined is supposed to be for a forensic medical examiner, according to Dr. Valaro, who has all 3 credentials, right? But yeah, that's why I don't want people to take away from is that he is an experienced surgeon since 1980. So he's definitely qualified to diagnose somebody with atlas luxation, internal decapitation, right? But without that, still without the other qualifications or credentials, people can still tear away at that. And that's the sad part about it. As soon as someone say, oh, well, I'm a surgeon, and someone says, well, I'm a surgeon, but also I have the qualifications for be a forensic medical examiner, who are people going to take their word for? Yes, justice was tainted. Very much so, and sadly so. There's something else Dr. Valaro said, but I'm not also going to say it because I've already dropped back some stuff today that was heavy or like bad news. So I'm not going to drop something else he said because, oh gosh, I'll just wait later on. Unfortunately, there's a lot of information out there that's definitely going to help the defense due to the discrepancies. Okay. Yeah, definitely. That's why I believe that it's taking longer than we all want and expect, because the FBI had to start from scratch. They had to start from scratch. They had to, when they had that cart, it was that cart, remember, they left the Forsyth County investigator Fry left on Dejanay's door. They had to go to the Cabo 6 and take all of their statements. They had to look at phone records, call logs, text messages, videos, Google searches. They have to investigate everybody in Mexico as well. They have to start from scratch. So that's why I think it's taking so long. Yes, follow me on my different platforms. People can say she was so intoxicated that she fell a few times. So there was a question about should there be a second autopsy, and Dr. Vilaro said first step should be to actually look at what was already done, because he is more into victim advocacy and he doesn't want one. Mainly, he said see what's already done, because he doesn't believe in like re-victimization. He feels that once you've already done the autopsy, he doesn't want to go back in and do another one, because that's like re-victimizing the victim again. And I understand that from a personal level, and the sympathizing with the victim and having empathy of not doing that autopsy all over again, her body, like let her rest, right? That's why he said that. However, to me, I'm not a medical examiner, I'm just saying, if that report could be thrown out completely because he doesn't have the licensure and the credentials, right? If that could be thrown out completely, then what's to say if he did take all the pictures and he did everything correctly and did the toxicology report and everything he did properly and correctly because he knows the routine and procedures, right? But then someone still throws it completely out because he doesn't have the qualifications. So then what? So that's a question I would actually pose to Dr. Vilaro then. And maybe someone else that has, maybe there is another doctor that's supposed to come on to a forensic medical examiner from the United States. And he was on Nancy Grace. He said he would come on this week. So hopefully he keeps his word. But if he comes on, he would know more about United States and procedures and protocols, because he has been on the witness stand as an expert medical examiner. As when you go to court and you have like the medical expert come in or experts come in, he does that sort of thing, right? So he would know if this could possibly be thrown out or something like that. So I would love to have him on. So hopefully he comes on this week. We will see his opinions on everything as well. But I definitely appreciate Dr. Villar. He was very informative and gave us a lot of information and a lot of insight. And some things I still haven't put out fully that he discussed with me. So if I don't get the one from Nancy Grace, I definitely will have Dr. Villar again. But for Dr. Villar, I have to have a translator for him. But with the other one that was on Nancy Grace, I don't really give his name out now, but I wouldn't need it. He's American in the United States, speaks English, so I wouldn't need a translator. Okay. Let's see. The lie about alcohol poisoning should never outweigh the internal injuries, atlasluxation that Shanquella suffered and died from. Shanquella was alive the next morning and brutally assaulted. Yes, so to me, that should still stick that she had atlasluxation. He's qualified for that. But you know how the court systems and court processes can go during trials. They can poke holes in different things. So if the glove don't fit, you must quit. Happy New Year, Dani, Mods, and Avengers. Happy New Year, no more drama. Reasonable doubt, exactly. Okay, Donna, hey, Rabbit. Sending prayers your way, Rabbit. I hope you and your family have a speedy recovery. She says the acquittal rate on femicide is high. Dani is on point. Exactly. And that's another issue too, is that even for femicide cases, the acquittal rate is high. It's just a mess. Okay, I've been hearing different I need to actually. I will actually ask someone that will definitely know. I know someone that would definitely know. I'll ask him today if a second one was done. It might be. I'll see. I'll text now and see if it's too early or if he even answers right, because that's kind of prying. Let me get my phone real fast. But this is two things: one in Mexico and one when she returned. That's why I think it's taking so long. We have not seen the second one. Can someone link an article to where it says that second one was done? Because there's two different things, that there wasn't one done and where was. Yes, a lot of people have to catch the replay. I know I'm on early, and a lot of people have to catch the replay. So let me text somebody something really fast. Hold on with my phone. Okay, so if I get an answer, I will update in my video later on today, because I definitely need to have a real confirmation from someone that I know would definitely know on that, so I can settle that debate. Or okay, so yes, catch the replay and make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out or in. Okay, so I read a report that only 2 people were interviewed, and that made me wonder why was that 2. That will come out as an issue too. Yeah, and that's why I said before, if you actually look at another video, that reporter, what was his name? Bruno, I forgot his first name. I think Joe Bruno. He went to knocking on doors at the Cabo 6, and he saw on designated door that there was a business card left on her door from an investigator Fry from the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department. And when he looked at that card, obviously that was Investigator Fry, and he works with different departments. I got to look at his bio again. But pretty much, to me, they have been going around talking to the Cabo 6 and asking them questions and getting their statements and everything else. So they're investigating, like I said, from scratch. And in Mexico, they should have already taken statements from everybody. So that unofficial police report should actually have statements from everybody, not just what Winter said. It should also have statements from Nazir, Elise, Malik, Khalil, everybody. How is it that they moved quicker on the Idaho case that happened in October? The Idaho murders happened in November. You actually, I went over at the beginning of this video, but basically I think that Mexico dropped the ball and then U.S. has to pick up slack. Good morning, Ryan. I think I already said, let's hope and pray. Yes, pray, pray, pray. Volunteer as well. Well, I don't know for sure, like the paramedics that came out, if they are volunteers or are they actually paid workers. But I do know that they do take a lot of volunteers at that Mexican Red Cross. So I would have to see exactly what they are. And that's something I would actually have to look into for my paramedics live. I plan on doing one for paramedics. Okay, so please sign and share Justice for Shanquella petition. We need answers. Yes, sign it. And the petition is at change.org/Shanquella, change.org/Shanquella. Okay. All these people fall under an alleged corrupt payroll. Think about it. Red Cross volunteer surgeon with over 40 years experience. It's just a thought. All I can say is that it's just a hot mess. It's a mess. It really is, because to me, I guess people there that the Red Cross is more, I guess, affordable, or for people that probably can't afford healthcare. I don't know. I won't get into that because I would need someone that actually knows everything about Mexican healthcare. And that's why I brought Dr. Valaro, because he is, you saw his credentials. That man has an extensive resume. He has an extensive resume. So he knows all about, he has worked in like the political offices there with the police, and as a medical examiner as well. Like he had criminology, legal medicine, and a surgeon. That man has credentials. That's why I brought him on, because he would know so many things, the interworkings of so many different departments, right? So that's why I brought him on. And if I can think of a lot of more questions, I will actually have him back, right? Yeah. So yeah, looking at Dr. Valaro, his resume, his licenses that he have, and then comparing that with the one that did the autopsy for Shanquella, yeah, most people would rather choose the one that has more the medical examiner, right? Okay, it's because Mexico dropped the ball. I still feel like the U.S. should do more. To me, they have to start from scratch, and I'm telling y'all, there are so many moving parts and so many pieces and so much cover up and so much people lying, and everything else. They had to start from scratch. They had to. Yeah, Dani works from facts and receipts. Yes, hunty, yes, yes, hunty, yes. The Cabo 6 in their lives created an issue with the case investigation as well. This is why the GoFundMe is needed. It's going to take months to try this case. The legal fees can be costly. Yes, and don't forget, you still have to actually have money to cover expenses as well. The most discouraging thing is knowing and understanding how much information will actually help the defense. Yeah, that's why I'm like in the mood I am now, because I'm like just thinking about, like I said, this picture of him saying he's just now delivering these photos. This should already be in evidence. This should already be known or already have been submitted, right? So that's why I was like, let me go ahead and put this other information out too about who did the autopsy and his credentials. Because if y'all notice, I didn't talk about this person, and usually I'll talk about everybody I can, like on the who, like the people mentioned in death certificate or the people mentioned on the official police report. And y'all notice I skipped this person, but I went ahead and decided and talked about this person now. I skipped Renee Galvan, right? But now I talked about him today. Okay, can we get representation from President Biden, White House on the case? That would be great, but I don't think it has reached to that level yet. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Dani, Miles, and chat. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. New to your channel. Compliments. Thank you and welcome to my channel. What is KRN? Yeah, welcome new people. Welcome. And make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay. It's not about what you know, it's about what you prove in life and law. Exactly. Exactly. So like I said, yeah, it's like Sharon said, from her justice were already tainted from when they first arrived on scene. Yes, please do us a favor and hit that like button as you enter our chat. I'm glad to see you back, Blonde. Okay, I seen it on an early interview that Mr. Video released what I call him. He said Mr. Robinson informed him there was one done when she returned. I don't think he supposed to have that info. He is a social media person. See, I do know that when Mr. Robinson actually talked before, he stated that when he was talking to Elizabeth at the funeral home, she mentioned the autopsy, but I don't remember a second one being actually done in the United States. But like I said, I will try to get clarification on that, and then I will discuss it as soon as I get an answer. Okay, Gotta Take 5 said that as well. Yeah, I remember him talking about it, but when I listened to it again, it was him talking about like the initial one. But we will see. We will see. That's right, for a defense claim. Yeah. Okay, I'm read a few more comments and I have to get out of here. That's why I think there was a lot of info prematurely put out. I feel Mr. Robinson told him that during their phone call, and then he said it is on his platform, like Mr. Robinson said. Well, we will see. We will see. Because I definitely want to get clarification on that. Has a second one been done in the United States or not? Because if not, Houston, we might have a problem. We might have a problem. Yeah. Because like I said, I just looked in there in their system and I don't see him with those extra license information, right? Credentials. Like Horacio has. Is it possible that they didn't update the system? Or maybe in 1980 it was different? Different, like, like sometimes when you start like an academic program, the qualifications for something is different in different years. You know what I mean? Like you might have to, maybe in 1980, when they had certain qualifications to be a forensic medical examiner, you didn't have to have those extra things. And then now, later on, let me see when Horacio had his. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to make sure I look at all standpoints, because sometimes when you start, like if someone starts a program in 2010 and then someone starts a program in 2020, there might be different qualifications that are courses that person might have to take differently than another person, right? That's why I say course catalog for this year and that year. So let me go back and see. Okay, so Horacio had year of issue 2008, specialty in legal medicine, right? And then I think this was the same year because it's only one number off. 2008, specialty in criminology. And then he had Let me go to this one. And then for the surgeon, he had 1998. There's only like a 18-year difference for the surgeon part, right? But then for the extra credentials, he had that later on in 2008. So to me, I think that it should still stand that someone should. But so I will ask him that question today. I'll ask him that. I will email him. Is it possible that in 1980 that you didn't have to have these extra qualifications to be a forensic medical examiner? And then now they have new. I'm just hoping. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just gonna email him just to see. Okay. All right. So let me read some more comments. Okay. Yes, excellent credentials. Yes, Hunty. Yes, he does. Yes, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Good morning and happy new year. Good morning, Lotus Flower. I think I saved the clip of that statement he made. As soon as I find it, I'll direct you to it. All right, thank you. And I will also look into it as well. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I think I'm already caught up with the comments mostly. Let me see a few more. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, King Roman News. Thank you for sharing my live. Thank you. Okay, so I have two more comments. I caught up. Wow, I caught up. Okay, that's why I don't understand how does Gerardo have all of these details. Isn't this a security concern for the investigation? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. This is very worrisome, concerning. Like, that's why I said something is off with this, how they handled investigation in their investigation. It's very off. And this image, like I said, this picture was very worrisome. Very. Like, he sees it's a great thing. He said, "Oh, I turned this over to the state attorney's office." But I'm like, this should already be there. This should already be there. So that's what reminded me of this issue I brought up today. And trust me, there's a lot more that can be holes that can be poked. Trust me, y'all think I haven't been seeing all these holes that can be poked for the criminal defense. Trust me, if I went over everything from what a criminal defense lawyer will look at and could poke holes in, I'm telling you, Dejanay will walk. She would walk. She will get off. I'm telling you, she would. And not because she's innocent, obviously not. We know she's guilty. However, it was just like Jonathan says, what can be proven. We can know a lot of things, but it's what can be proven. So we need evidence and proof. We can't just, a lot of people go on here and they have speculation and guesses and assumptions. That don't work in court. You got to have solid evidence, concrete evidence of what you're saying. You got to have proof. Okay. Now, what we do have proof of is assault and battery. We can see that in the tape, in the video of the assault and battery charge, right? But do we want her just to have assault and battery? No, we want her to have murder or at least manslaughter, homicide, right? So for that, we would need more evidence. More evidence, yeah. So we will see. Yeah, exactly what I'm hoping, Jonathan. And that's what we have to look into. He could be grandfathered in. Is that what they call it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could already have, like in 1980, maybe that's all they needed to be a forensic medical examiner. And maybe it was already part of the curriculum. That's what we're hoping, right? That it already was included as part of that requirement in 1980. Things are different, as time goes on. There's an 18-year difference between Horacio and Renee. But on paper, right? And on license and what can be shown, could that still be used against him that he doesn't have that? And the reason I say that, because look, even Dr. Valaro, when he looked it up, he immediately brought up, oh, he doesn't have, that other doctor doesn't have the credential. So if he brought it up as a colleague or someone that has the extra license, right? Who's to say other people won't bring it up? Who's to say they won't bring it up, right? So it's going to be brought up. It is going to be mentioned and brought up. So I might as well bring it up now. No point in me keeping on holding it to myself. Hey, Marie. We had concerns, child. All right, y'all. Have a good day. I'm going to be working on the paramedic now. That's who's next on the list. Yeah. Maybe. And I will see y'all later. Thanks for bringing us facts, Dani. You're welcome. As always, that's what I need. That's what I do, Hunty. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Bye. Have a good day. Thanks, and thanks again for sharing. I will definitely check out your channel as well. You're welcome, Marie. Bye.